Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. Today we're taking another crack at the Arciela Shinryu because we had a Shinryu co-op. So another reason to take on the quest, and I went at this one fully unrestricted because I got all my missions done on the previous video. So I really want to look at Kain here. So Kain, you know, I'm not really going to redo his character guide or anything because his kit really isn't any different. His just numbers get improved, his FR condition gets vastly improved, right? But I just want to see what his damage looks like here, right? Now, the thing with doing a Kain, like, showcase, it's really, like, showcasing the off-turn. Like, he does get really nice on-turn damage. Like, I don't know if I do it in this fight, but, like, for fun, I was in another fight, and I just did his Gungnir, which is, like, his 35 CP, like, where he just throws a sphere, and it did, like, over 2 million. So, he definitely got his numbers upped, for sure. But Kain's value, he still is what he is, right? It's the off-turn damage. And then we're running Cissnei. So we're doing a very similar team comp where like Ignis is my damage dealer and I'm just sandwiching him with a couple of off turn. So I did a video previously that was Cissnei and Vice, which I think will output more damage than this team, but I'm just putting Kain in Vice's spot. Just to see like how he's looking and kind of getting him up in the air and seeing what his numbers look like, right? What's so nice about Ignis, by the way, is his ramping. Like, him as a force charger is actually like really good, and I think I undervalued it a little bit, or like I didn't hype it enough, because it's not just that he's pressing, because he's got regroup and quick recipe, which are like his force charging. But remember, anytime you hit recipe, it resets his HP and brave pluses, which those are also instant turn and they force charge. So you're getting a bunch of free force charge buttons every time you're pressing his quick recipe. So it's not just like you have to spam regroup and like use up all your skill uses or quick recipe, but every time you press quick recipe, you're just getting a free force charge. So even more value to this insane man, who I still think is the best unit in the game. He's ridiculous. He is absolutely ridiculous. All right, so here goes Kain. Let's see what Kain can do here on his first turn against these frogs. I already have my FR up. But I don't want to lead with Kain's FR. I did kind of want to look at it to see what it's doing. Or no, he does. Sorry, I am in force time. So yes, I can hit his. But what's cool about Kain too, that has a little bit of value, he's got instant turn on his FR. And that's something you don't really think about or value as much when you don't have Echo. But having Echo and just being able to back-to-back spam that is actually pretty cool. And there we go, 100% gain off of the Iggy FR, which we have on. And then, by the way, Cissnei's following up with a bunch of damage. Like, dude, this is a ridiculous stomping of this fight. Like, this I mean, it's crazy. You get Cissnei, another off turn, and then some type of damage dealer, and these fights just get incinerated. And once again, I can't, gush about Ignis enough here. But just the flexibility he gives. So, by the way, here goes Kain getting his BT effect here. For sure, so we got that set up. But I mean, just the idea that Ignis, right, he's doing all the damage and he adds the flexibility of like, because he can be your damage dealer, it's like, I want to run these double off turns that don't have any force charging, and you want to pair him with a damage dealer. Well, when you have a damage dealer like Ignis who can also force charge and do all the things the support character does, it's just such a free, like, ridiculous team. So absolutely enjoying this setup here. And then there we go. Now we got the double besiege going. We're at 500% and the damage just goes on so heavy at this point. Now we still got to get Kain up in the air, which is kind of one of the main things we want to see here, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get Kain up in the air. Let's go, my boy. Let's go. There we go. So we got the LD rising dive, and then we're ready to jump up. We're at 600% even here. But yeah, dude, Besiege is already hitting 9 million. Like, we're at 600%. And that's just extra off-turn tacked onto what we're doing. So yeah, Kain's going to double jump here. He's going to fly high. Even 87% on the double jump. It's so awesome. And that now we get the Lancets coming in, right? Now you see, Kain's damage is nothing compared to Cissnei, right? Like, he did 400k AoE, and Cissnei's doing like 9 to 10 million right now, right? So the damage is night and day difference. It's just Kain he actually does really nice on-turn damage numbers, and there are advantages to being up in the air that Cissnei doesn't have, which once again, you're dodging out on everything. And the thing I forgot to mention with the dodging, when you're up in the air, you dodge undodgeable things because there is no body for the enemies to hit. So it is one of the few mechanics in the game that can actually like dodge out an instant kill attack. So there's only two ways I believe in this game that you can kind of cheese an instant kill attack. It's having Kain or Freya in the air, or having like like re-raise or revive, right? So having like Rosa or something. But even like the re-raise and stuff doesn't always work, because enemies, when they do the instant kill stuff, they will wipe your buffs away. So if your re-raise comes from a buff, so like Rosa's would be an example, they actually would wipe that. So it'd have to be from like an overhead from Aerith. And I think Eiko's is also from an overhead. So you need like Eiko or Aerith to either like just die and like re-raise, or you have Kain or Freya in the air. And a nice little trick I should mention about Kain, by the way, is that there's a couple of calls that are really nice on Kain. And I've talked about this a lot, where like putting locking calls on him is good, because then you can have the enemies lock on and they'll whiff. The other interesting thing you could do, though, is if you have a call that can revive a fallen character, because then if Kain is in the air when an instant kill thing comes out, he could pop down and then use the call to like revive a character. So that is another kind of sneaky strat you can do. Not that that's something you want to aim to do, right? You never want to like aim to die and do the re-raise, but it is something that you can do. But yeah, here we go. You know, we're just attacking. The other advantage Kain has over Cissnei is, even though his damage is weaker, you don't have to actually attack the enemies or deal damage for him to go. So when you're force charging, he will just drop spears. And I think that's how they're trying to balance him. Why he's not doing as much damage. It's because they know you can really abuse that with a force charger. Like, could you imagine Cissnei with a force charger, and if that actually worked, where like every time I force charge, I just do what she's doing like 16 million damage right now. So like I'm just ramping for 16 million. That would be ridiculous. So yeah, there's definitely a balance there, but the difference in damage between Cissnei and Kain is kind of jaw-dropping. Cissnei's just helps you appreciate how much damage Cissnei's actually doing, and why she is definitely the top tier choice for off turn. But Kain here, once again, a lot of players got him. He's doing really nice things, really nice damage, and like I said, his on turn buttons are actually pretty nice now. And he's now getting like, you know, a lot better auras with his BT compared to what he used to have. So, but here we go. This fight's like already over, like instantly. We got through that pretty dang quick. We just beat them to their force, knocked them down, and then just getting all this crazy off turn. It's crazy. Like there's off turn with everybody, right? Because like Cissnei, and then we got Total Clarity. Oh yeah, and then we got Lancet. it's to the point where I think in this team comp, we're doing more damage with the off turn than the actual on turn. Like we're getting more. It's almost like the on turn attack is now the off turn, and then the off turn is like what we're actually dealing. Like look at all this extra stuff that's just chiming in after we press the button, you know, and all that for 35. Wait, was that 35 mil? I think it was. I think that was 35 mil at only 500%, which is insane. But yeah, then we finally put him out of his misery. So just a meager little 450 mil burst phase there, and Kane's just still up in the air. He's going to celebrate. He's going to do his victory dance up in the air. So anyways, guys, there you go. Another pretty easy, clean victory here, showing off Kain a little bit. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.